Good morning, everybody. How's everybody this morning?
Good.
Good. I'm glad you guys joined us here for our meeting this morning. My name is Ryan Brown. I am the CEO of Smoky Mountain Interior Landscaping. And joining me this morning are some fellow team members of our managerial and executive staffs. This morning we're going to be talking to you a little bit about just our company and the project we're going to talk to you guys about. Our mission is to always, first and foremost, take care of our customer in a safe and secure manner when installing our projects into your mall is your project this year. And what we're going to do is we were a company based, the five of us in 1998 got together and formed what is now Smoky Mountain Landscaping. And each of us at the time had over 10 years of experience. Now it's been 15 years and, excuse me, yes, no, 15 years since 1998. And now I'm going to turn it over to Curtis, who is going to tell you a little bit more about it.
Yeah, my name is Curtis Bowery, and I'm the plant designer at Smoky Mountain Interior Landscaping. And we have some brochures just to pass around. Feel free to take a look at those while we're going over our presentation. We also have a questionnaire up at the front that we'll pass out to allow y'all to kind of reflect as we go around, as we go along the presentation. Write down any notes that y'all have. So pass this brochure around. It has some pictures of our past designs as well as a little bit about our company. Ryan briefly stated our mission statement, but our mission and our commitment and our promise are all on that brochure as well, so you can read that in more detail. So if you have any questions along the way, just feel free to stop me and ask. But I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the plant design. And again, so now y'all have this paper in front of y'all. That's a paper to rate your satisfaction of a few things throughout the presentation, so feel free to take notes like I said earlier. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the plant design. What we're going to do is we're going to install a 20 by 15 foot landscape planter. So the planter will be made out of cinder blocks, and we're going to take the cinder blocks and we're going to mortar them together to build a little wall to go around this 20 by 15 foot space. And then we're going to pour concrete into the planter to ensure, when you get some kids running around, they're going to push on it to make sure it doesn't fall down over them. So it's going to be really sturdy. So we're going to pour concrete in there, and then at the end we're going to go over and put a tile facade around the planter, so it's not just like those concrete blocks, the cinder blocks. So what we're going to install, I have the installation right up here on the board. I understand some of y'all might not be able to see it, but feel free to just come up and look at it if you would like to. But we're going to install a 20 by 15 foot planter, like I said, and we're going to put 3-inch gravel on, like at the bottom, 3 inches of gravel, and then a soil separator on top of that for irrigation purposes. And then we're going to put about 1,200 cubic feet of soil, so a lot of soil is coming in to that. We're going to have 92 planes installed, which is a lot. It's going to fill up that space, and it's going to look really good. And then 2 inches of topsoil on top of that. So the plants that we're going to install is two 20-foot ficus trees. Ficus trees are really good because they really clean the environment, and they're kind of bigger, and it's going to look awesome. And they're going to be 30-inch pots. We're going to have 9 14-inch cantina palms, so you're going to get a little bit of a tropical feel there. We're going to have 10 10-inch dracaenas, so 10-inch dracaenas. We're going to have, and those are Janet Craig, so they got pretty broad leaves. If you look, you can see some right in there. Those are some compacted dracaenas. Okay, so we're going to have 56-inch marble queens. Now, do y'all know what a marble? Have y'all ever seen marble queens? They're pretty popular. They're green and white. So I see any that there, I'll make sure to point out. But they're green, and then they have white splotches throughout, so it looks kind of more like winterish. So you need that winter feel. And then the last one is we're gonna have 21 6-inch flowering plants, just to add a little bit of pop to the design. So that's a lot of plants. Does anyone have any questions about what's going in to your planter?
Are those plants negotiable?
Absolutely. And later on, we're going to talk about costs. And the cool thing about these plants is they're all industry workhorses, which means they're cheaper to grow and cheaper to maintain, basically because they require less light and they grow fast. Elena's going to talk a little bit more about your costs later. But they're going to be, we're putting in these plants because they're workhorses, and they give you the best value. But you can put in non-industry workhorses. If you want some bromeliads or some jade trees, which are bonsai, which means they look like, you know, the Asian-looking plant with twisted, stems are twisted. I'll just miss. All right, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Any other questions? All right.
Thanks, Curtis. I'm Mitch Baker, and I'm the installation manager here at Smoky Mountain Landscaping. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how we're going to do it. Before that, what is one frustration that we can experience every single day on our commute, whether it be to school or work here? Just think it out loud. What we're doing today, if you're driving down the interstate and all of a sudden you're not going 70 miles an hour? Traffic. What's the number one cause of traffic when we're on the streets in Knoxville or on the interstate? Wrecks? That's cool, yeah. Also construction, because construction is something that our town, and especially, is always going to be developing and always working on doing. And while construction's good and it leads to good things, it can be a hassle and a big annoyance when we have to get from point A to point B. For instance, I really like to walk up and down the sidewalk of the strip, but now sometimes I have to actually walk on the road because construction is taking up a whole block of sidewalk and I'm not walking around. The same problem can be experienced and has the danger of being experienced through certain types of landscaping within the Westtown Mall. We understand that Westtown Mall, after we studied our demographics and our reports, is one of the key shopping areas and the key areas for business in the Knoxville and greater area. It's important for consumerism, and it's important as a business that you have the least amount of frustration and most efficient form of flow that you can possibly have. And we want to make sure that happens for you. But, like Curtis was saying, we also have 1,200 cubic feet of soil to install, and all different types of plans to get ready to make this place look good. And that can be a messy process. The way that we're going to install this is going to ensure that your customers experience the most seamless and hassle-less transition they can possibly have on one of the many foyers that we will be working on. Now we're going to be doing this by primarily focusing the work we'll be doing at night, after 9 p.m. when your doors close. In cooperation with your security guards, we're going to definitely make sure that we have what it takes to get in, get the job done late at night, and then get out so that your foyers aren't completely blocked off from customers walking completely around the parking lot and causing frustrations and headaches for everyone in this room, including us. Another way that we're going to install this in the way that can make sure that it's hassle-free is the way that we're going to do it. For instance, it's a little known fact, but when it comes to plantscaping, the way it works is just a little bit different than outside plantscaping. See, we're taking outside plants in different, sometimes tropical environments and putting it inside an air-conditioned building. We have to transport these plants in a safe way in which it will not harbor pests that are impossible to get off once they're on inside the mall. We're going to be doing this by using specially air-conditioned vans that can seal in all that the plants have, and also using safety, sanitized tools and equipment to make sure the plants from all across the world that are going to be in your mall are put in the best and safest way possible. That's what Smoky Mountain Interior Plantscaping is all about, and as your installation manager, I'm going to strive to make sure that that is done to the very best of your ability. To give you a sense of the time schedule, we'll have this project done in 5 nights. It's less than a week, and perfect for your customers to notice an immediate change in the aesthetics and the way that they experience their Westtown Mall shopping experience. What are we thinking right now? What kind of questions might we have at this point?
Curtis mentioned something about the cement center block plan. If we were to go with that right now, and then in 5 years we change our mind, what is the process of us having to remove that? Is that going to be really difficult for us to remove, cost efficient? What is the...
In terms of the way we want to remove it, it's perfectly acceptable if in 5 years we want to change the way our building looks and change the foundation, how we're going to be building it. It's going to come down to, just as our number one focus is to meet your needs, your number one need is to do better business. and that business is done by happy customers. Am I right? Well, the way we can accomplish that is by, we're focusing most of our work at night to make sure that your customers don't have the hassle of walking around us and hearing our loud noises. The same is going to be said when it changes out our cinder blocks. 5 years down the road, I can't say with all certainty and mislead you to say that I know exactly what the timeline is going to look like to change out the cinder blocks within our interior landscaping, but I can tell you that in terms of the installation, it'll be done clean, effective, and without the hassle that customers have to walk around and experience. Does that answer your question?
So is this a process you guys would come in and do, or would we have to find someone to do this?
That would be a quick crazy.
And when we do tear downs, I a lot of times will oversee the logistics. I won't supervise it, but I'll oversee and make sure our supervisors do it. And what we'll do to specifically do it, it'll only take probably like a night to tear down the wall, like once you get all the planks out, probably 2. But we always lay down drop cloth and then put plywood on top of that. We'll just bring in some bobcats and just tear it down and bring it out. And it won't. It is safe and it's very plausible to do it because a lot of times companies do change their plans. They do change their interior plans. Even like maybe next Christmas y'all want to just go all out and get a bigger planner. We'd love to do that for y'all. So we would obviously tear down. Does that answer specifically a question? And I know to answer your question.
It does, thank you.
Cool. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Well, awesome. If there's no more questions, I'll try to take over here. So why exactly should you guys be interested? Well, my name is Will Freeman. I'm one of the shift managers here today. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the benefits that you'll see about going with our company. Now, Mitch and Curtis have hit on some really great points about why you should go through with this. But today I'm going to talk to you guys about the instant benefits that you'll see and then the long-term refunds that you'll get from going with our project here. But first, I'm sure you guys have noticed these slides that we've had up on the board. In case you're curious, these are past designs and past projects that we've worked with. So we just want to kind of show you guys what we're capable of. And obviously this is my first short-term benefit, is being able to aesthetically please people that come into your mall. Not only is this going to make your building worth more, your business worth more, but over time you'll also see refunds that I'm about to talk to you guys about. So NASA did an experiment, and the experiment showed that within 24 hours, if you add a lot of these green-friendly plants that we are wanting to plant for you guys, that 84 to 87% of the pollutants in the air and inside buildings are removed just within 24 hours from the installation of these plants. So if we step back and look at this in an environmentally friendly way, you're going to be doing a whole lot to help the environment and also help the customers within this mall. Someone with a PhD from Texas A&M made a discovery that with the saving of pollutants with these installations of plants, your workers will not only have less sick days, they will be less stressful, and they will overall do better in their workplace. So not only will you be environmentally friendly, you'll have workers that want to be there more, that will do better, and in the end, that's a long-term refund that you're going to have. Also, of course, if this helps the workers, this is going to help your customers. Your customers are going to see this, they're going to feel more comfortable, they're going to like your mall more, they're going to come back, they're going to spend more time. Overall, there's just some of the many benefits. Something else to keep in mind, we've done this for 15 years. We know how to place these plants and kind of use it as trafficking, as a direction tool. So if you have, let's say, a food court that you want people to spend more time going through, we can work with you guys, and Curtis has a great plan drawn up where we can traffic people throughout the mall and have it exactly as you need to do better for your business. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to stop me, because I know this is a really important part of getting business. You guys want to know what this is good for. So overall, the environmental impact, the refunds that you're definitely going to have, and the aesthetically pleasing aspect of your mall after we're done are some of the major reasons why we hope that you guys choose to do business with us. Any questions? Awesome. Well, I know you're also curious about the costs, so our other shift manager, Elena, will run you through some of those.
As you mentioned, I'm Elena, the other shift manager. He talked a lot about refunds. Well, in order to get a refund, you have to make an investment. And this obviously is a huge investment for your business. Our base cost is going to be $15,000, and that covers all of the workhorse plants that he has mentioned. Who in here knows what a peace lily is? You've seen them before, mostly in everybody's grandmother's garden. They're very easy to grow, low maintenance, everybody knows what they look like. Well, that's mostly what most of these workhorses are that are gonna be in your mall. However, if you want something different, you want something exotic, high maintenance, those are called non-industrial workhorses, and those are available to you upon special request. However, we do want you to understand that that is gonna raise your price. The size of the project that we'll be doing, if you do plan on wanting non-industrial workhorses, it can go up to anywhere between $15,000 and $25,000. However, if you want the strict plan that we have already planned out for you, it is only $15,000, and that covers materials, plants, and labor, as well as a month-long maintenance fee that is already covered. We come in every day and we water your plants, take care of them, make sure there's no diseases and pests. As he talked about earlier, we will never install anything that isn't pest or disease free. We'll make sure that everything is healthy, that you're happy. We will also come in once a week personally, our team. We will talk to you and make sure that every plant is where you want it, every planter is the way you wanted it built, and that you're 100% satisfied and happy. This is about you, this is about your business. We don't want you to give us a penny if you're not 100% satisfied, so this is all about you.
So at this time, does anyone have any questions for us about the workhorse? Does everyone understand the workhorse versus non-workhorse? So do y'all have who has any plans that they would like to see installed, maybe that we didn't mention? Yes?
I really like Chloe's,
Okay. All right, what do you like about them?
just the showiness of the leaves.
Yeah.
Flashes.
Yeah, is that kind of like what y'all want to go for, is the flashy leaves a lot of times?
Just kind of more like the attractive foliage.
Right. I totally understand that. But we can definitely work with that. Like I said, I mean, we have plants that are like 50 genetic grades, you know, like, I mean, we can swap up definitely. So I'll make a note of that right after the presentation. If you have any other plants that you'd like to come up to me and talk about, I'd be totally down with you. Any other questions about design, or y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I have a question.
Yes.
So Elena, you mentioned that there's a 1 month after you do the project, the maintenance, they all come in and take care of it. What options do we have with your company as far as after that month? Who becomes responsible for the upkeep and everything?
Yes, that's a wonderful question, and I'm sorry for not mentioning it earlier. Like I said, in the $15,000, it does cover a 1 month maintenance fee to take care of everything from watering to pulling weeds, anything of the sort. However, after the 1 month is up, if you're satisfied and you would like to continue a contract with us, we can pull up a contract. We can make it a year long, 2 years, however long you want. We will come in every day. We will take care of your plants. However, if at the end of the 1 month you are not, you don't have to sign a contract with us after that 1 month. We can part ways at that point if that's what you feel need. If that's the way your company is going in that direction, then that's fine. No hard feelings. You're more than welcome to do that. However, we would be happy to drop the contract and be able to come in and take care of the plants after that month.
Okay, so just like we mentioned throughout, if you haven't gotten the idea that we really do hold your satisfaction as a top priority, just like your mission states. So all of our contact information is on that brochure, as well as afterwards we can pass out our business cards. But we want to make sure that you are happy with the project, and so we will continually follow up every day for the first month. Also, our contact information is up here if you don't have a brochure right in front of you that you can look at. But yes, so our follow-up looks like the CEO will be in contact with you once a week to make sure that you don't want any plants changed out, or to make sure they don't have diseases. If they have diseases or insects, like that becomes an issue, we need to get them out. Because once insects, you get spider mites or mealybugs or anything like that, it's impossible to get rid of them. So we'll change those out and we'll go from there. Other than that, we really appreciate y'all coming and letting us pitch this landscape to you. We appreciate your time. Is there any further questions or comments or concerns? Okay, well that's all we have for you. If you would like to go ahead and fill out that survey that we can take home with us, don't worry about putting your name up top. We can make sure that you're satisfied with what you heard today. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.